Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As a fugitive when Dimitri and Leo let Jada into their motel room, the investigator announces that they are being taken into custody. They were seen purchasing blazing hot cheese puffs from the local store. Leo admits, "I'm addicted to them. Whoever said they would be my downfall?" Jada gives them both the command to get down. "And what if we don't?" Dimitri asks in a frightening way. EJ informs Chad in the square, with a grin on his face, that he has sent Gabby to Statesville, as she deserved after kicking him out of Demira. Chad deadpans, "And here I thought she went away for killing Li Shin." That as well, EJ concedes. He inquires about Stephanie and Chad's situation. Chad claims that their issues with Abigail are still unresolved and that they now need to deal with Stephanie's ex. He knocks on Kayla's door while Stephanie is on the phone telling her about Everett. He remarks, "Morning, gorgeous," as soon as she opens it. He hands Stephanie a pumpkin-spiced coffee as she hangs up. Although she praises him, she tells him that he can't just stop by. Everett acknowledges that he requires her assistance as well. Nicole heads to the pub to grab some clam chowder to go. She gives herself a belly rub and remarks that her child seems to be extremely fond of it. Then says Roman, "It's on the house. See it as a present for the wedding." The coincidence of her and Eric's wedding day, he remarks, is striking. Nicole looks stunned. Roman says he's sorry. He assumes she knew. When he clarifies that it was an impulsive choice, a shocked Nicole surmises that Eric with Sloane after learning that she was weeding EJ. Melinda informs Eric and Sloane that they are expecting a child by dropping by their home. She reveals it's a boy when she offers the newlyweds a blue teddy bear. Eric is stressed out about all the preparations they need to do as he and Sloane celebrate. With a grateful embrace, he dashes out. Melinda stops smiling. Everett worries at Stephanie's that he's taken on more than he can handle in The Spectator. He needs her to work her PR enchantment because the paper is in total disarray. She objected at first, but gave in when he expressed concern about how he would cover his medical expenses if he lost his work. If he guarantees to respect her and Chad's relationship, Stephanie will assist him. He asks if they have resolved their issues after making a promise. When Chad tells EJ about the problem with Everett, the elder Demira advises Chad to approach him in a less confrontational manner. He proposes making an anonymous but kind offer to sell the publication to Xander. Subsequently, he might dismiss Everett, forcing him to look for employment elsewhere while keeping Stephanie in the dark. Though he is sure he can trust Stephanie, Chad muses over it. Furthermore, Everett won't want to dishonor their relationship and aggravate Stephanie. Following Chad's departure, EJ believes his younger brother is suffering from extreme wishful thinking. Jada points her gun at the motel while Leo and Dimitri argue over attempting to subdue her. Jada says she's sending backup and that she'll bring them both in, living or dead. Leo receives handcuffs from her and is told to shackle his boyfriend. Leo claims the cuffs won't work because, among other things, his wrists are abnormally large. Jada reaches for the zip ties, and Dimitri shoves her away. The gun discharges. Nicole meets Eric as she is leaving the pub. Eric has just bought an unassembled baby Jim. Him informs her that Sloane and him will be adopting a baby that Melinda found. After discussing the wonders of her own pregnancy, she inquires about his unexpected marriage. He acknowledges that he acted in response to her wedding. Melinda informs Sloane that another couple has a contract to adopt the child while they are at her apartment. She might, however, pay their attorney to breach the agreement. Sloane is aware that Eric will never accept this. Melinda snaps back, saying Eric doesn't have to know. It's not as though she doesn't have any other marital secrets. Sloane finds it difficult to accept a child that was intended for someone else. Melinda adds that this might be her and Eric's final opportunity to become parents for some time, so they must decide swiftly. Sloane has no desire to wait. She desires the child. Melinda is aware that once Sloane sees Eric holding their son, Her guilt will vanish. Dmitri points Jada's revolver at her in the motel. He understands Jada was playing a bluff regarding backup, and they'll have to hold her as a hostage because someone might have heard the gunfire. He gives her the instruction to toss her car keys to Leo. Leo notes that there isn't room for Jada once she does. That means they'll just have to murder her, says Dmitri. Leo calculates that they will kill Dmitri if he kills Jada and is discovered. Leo won't have a purpose to live after that. Dmitri gives up and knocks Jada out, telling Leo to pack his stuff. Eric tells Nicole outside the pub that it was difficult to learn that she was going to marry EJ. It was time for him to take a risk and tie the knot on his own. He is aware that their love for one another will never go away, even after years of acting otherwise. Nicole concurs. After congratulating one another, they sadly part ways. Eric informs Roman that they have discovered a baby to adopt inside the pub. Roman gives his son a hug. Melinda phones from the apartment. She informs Sloane they lost the baby after hanging up. At home, Stephanie informs Everett that Chad is off limits for conversation because their relationship is solely business-related. Everett concurs. They plot how to handle the paper's popular gossip columnist who has gone on the run. Stephanie demonstrates to Everett how well-liked Leo is by readers, despite his attempts to dissociate the paper from Leo. To them, he resembles a folk hero. Thus, Everett must share his narrative. When he refuses, she recommends making a statement in support of Leo, saying that he would do anything for love. Everett says he can identify to that as they lock eyes. Stephanie says they're doing PR for the Spectator when Chad gets home. Following Everett's departure, Chad looks thoughtfully at Stephanie. Dmitri drives at night while Leo reads a message from Rolf. The sub can't hold out much longer, and without them, Rolf will depart. Dmitri trod in on it. Jada phones Rafe as she awakens in the motel in the meanwhile. Leo tries to encourage Dmitri to slow down in the car, but he refuses to miss that submarine. Nicole uses her phone to speak with EJ while traveling somewhere on the way home. She tells him that she is glad to be pregnant with his child, and that she loves him. Nicole is illuminated by headlights as Dmitri loses control of his vehicle. She slams on the brakes and exclaims, "Oh my God!" EJ yells, "Nicole," into the phone in a panic. Gabby also hopes that if Stefan stays in Salem, he may be able to uncover Lee's true killer and perhaps even persuade Wendy that the real murderer is still at large. Is Gabby's account of Lie's attack accurate? Is Wendy able to persuade herself that the true murderer is still at large? Will Gabby be able to leave Salem before Rafe has to take her into custody? Keep an eye on Days of Our Lives, which is available to stream on Peacock every weekday. Anything can happen in Salem. Gabby understands that if she is found guilty of murder a second time, she probably won't be able to leave prison, even though she will detest being a wanted person. Since Stefan eventually took over Demira Enterprises after dismissing EJ Demira as CEO, Stefan is probably going to stay put. Thanks for watching if you liked this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.